Hello, Jeannice Cummings. We're so excited to have you here tonight.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ah, Before we get started, let me just briefly let people know who we are. My name is Lawana Jean Parker, and I am the host of Courage to Live Your Dream. And this program is all about women who have taken that first step of courage to go out on their own and live their dream. And most of you know how difficult that can be. So, the people who come on here do is they share some of the how to's and some of the struggles and obstacles that they had to face. People who telling them that they're wasting their time, they try to help you so that you can do the same thing and not listen to all that negative talk that comes through. So, want you to remember always. This is the Courage to Live Your Dreams show, and we are part of the Raven International Media Network, which means you can find us on Amazon Fire, Roku, and soon to be Apple TV. We're also on Spotify, iHeart, just to name a couple of places that you can find us. And we will be branching out. So, okay, we're excited. We've got a lady here who's going to share with us all about reconstructing your life. Now, I'm going to get into let her explain exactly what she means when she starts talking about redesigning your life. But before we get to that part, uh, Janice, tell us, how long have you been in business, and what made you decide this particular business?
Well, I've actually been in this particular business for 5 years, but I was in another business because I was an infant massage instructor and I worked a lot with parents and I taught infant massage to parents and caregivers. So this business, only 5 years, but I've been working with people for a very, very long time.
Okay, not to sound too ignorant,
Yes, dear.
maybe there's someone else feeling like me, but what is infamicide?
Infant massage is where I teach parents how to massage their babies because babies hold a lot of stress in their bodies. When they're
Ah,
massaged, the stress comes out and they start crying and they start releasing the stress because it's very stressful when you're trying to tell somebody what you want and they don't understand you because they're not in tune with you. So it teaches the parent how to be in tune with the baby's moves, with the baby's expressions, so that they can be more available to the baby.
ah,
They do it. I show them how to do it. And I give them instructions on what to look for. And we always ask permission from the baby, which I dearly love because it teaches the baby that this is my body. And that if my mom and dad have to ask to touch me, everybody does. So yeah, I did that for like 15 years. I still do it off and on, but I got into the life coaching business. I was certified at CCF, which is the California Coalition for Coaches. And then I also went to, I did the holistic piece too by going to, I went to, where was this? Arkansas, not Arkansas, but I did this place where I could do the holistic because my master's is in holistic health education and psychology. So I'm very holistic, because I think you need to integrate everything in to healing. One modality is just not enough. So then the counseling you direct, and more in the life coaching you support, but you don't direct. And that's a little different for me. So I like that. And then it all depends on what the person wants. I follow their lead, but I also make suggestions on some techniques and things that they could use to make their life better and to make them feel better about themselves.
okay. So, because you have a master's in holistic, is that kind of what directed you toward going in this direction of becoming a coach?
Yes, it did. It did. It did a lot because the medical model was too strict for me, and everybody doesn't follow a medical model. But when you integrate the mind, body, spirit, that includes the environment that the person comes from, and I thought that was very important to healing because everyone heals differently, and that's why I was really drawn to holistic health. It was more open, you know, And it considered more things beside the medical model, the book model. You know, we don't all come from a book, you know, so that's one of the reasons.
That's true, and sometimes we try to put everybody in the same mold, but we're all different.
We're
You
all
know, here
different.
for a different reason, and which I truly believe.
Uh-huh.
You know,
That's kind of what led me to life coaching is, you know, I've done counseling for over 30 plus years in various capacities, all women,
mm,
battered women, incarcerated women, women in transition, Christian women, you name it, I've done it, you know. And to me, I like the life coaching model because the client is very interested when they come. They're at an all-time low in their life and they really want to make some changes. So they're willing to work because they're paying you. So they're willing to work on whatever it is that's getting in the way of their success.
hmm,
Hmm.
that's interesting.
Yes.
So you feel that the holistic actually helps bring, talking about people who have been incarcerated or
Right. Uh-huh.
and whatnot, that
Uh-huh.
this really helps bring them out of where they find themselves, where they can step out.
Right. Right. And then the approach is all is pretty much the same to me. All women, regardless of their socioeconomic group, we all are challenged by the same thing. We're sisters. You know, a lot of women don't get it, but we all deal with the same thing. You know, my approach might be different with one woman that's incarcerated. It may be different with another woman because she may be more hurt. She may be more vulnerable. She may be more sensitive.
Mm.
So, you know, I have to do certain things with her that to build her up first. I got to build mostly everybody up, really, just for them to start to want to change and to believe that that change is possible.
Okay. Well,
Mhm.
I was just wondering because
Mhm.
you did mention about redesign.
Uh-huh.
Maybe you could explain to people exactly what you mean by redesign.
Okay.
You talk about coaching.
Okay, for me, redesign means that we already come here with what we need, right? And we just might need some support on how to get where we want to be at. It doesn't say that anything's wrong with us. When I'm saying I'm redesigning you, I'm not saying anything's wrong with you. All I'm saying is that if you want something different, let's redesign yourself. Let me help you redesign yourself. If you want something different, you know, but it's nothing wrong with you. You just want to add to what you already have going on. So that's why I decided to do redesign life coaching. That's where I came up with the name from.
So, in other words, they enhance themselves or
Right.
enhance what they already have within themselves.
Uh-huh.
Because sometimes people don't recognize what they have within themselves until they can get with someone like you who
Mhm.
can help bring that out.
Exactly. And society doesn't, and sometimes even our friends and our close relatives, they don't foster that kind of love within ourselves because they don't know because they've never done it. They've never experienced it. You know, so how can you give from an empty cup? You don't even know what you need to do. So I don't fault them for that, but it's something that we have to seek out because we're not going to get it from our environment all the time. It's just impossible, you know, but we can get it from ourselves.
So, how do we get people to want to seek those things out? Because um, it seems to me that sometimes when I can see that a person just needs, not saying they have to come to me, but
Yes.
they need to go to someone that can help them, but they don't see it. And when you try to suggest it, they don't want to hear it, or they think it's a waste of time,
Mhm.
or it's not for me, it's not going to work for me, it worked for someone else, but it won't work for me. So, how do you get people to see that what you have to offer is worth that investment, whatever it is, whether it's time, money? How do you get them in
Now
that direction?
that I must say is a challenge, but the thing that it when you really sick and tired of being sick and tired, because when you're trying to tell people what they need, they don't want to hear that because nothing's wrong with them. Remember, nothing's wrong with
True.
them. Nothing's wrong. There's nothing wrong with me. I don't need that help. I don't need to waste that money. Because when I was going to therapy, they'd say, why are you wasting that money going to therapy? Because it's my money and I want to waste it like that. Okay. See, you have to be strong in your beliefs these days. And people are not really not that fond of anybody that sticks behind what they believe in. But that takes a lot of love for yourself. And that's what I market to women. Start loving yourself. Start being around people that foster that love in you. If they don't hang out with them. Simple.
Well,
Just don't hang out with them.
that is so true. Uh, I mean, speaking for myself, it took me quite a while to realize that I was okay just who I was,
Just the way you
rather than
are.
trying to be like
Yeah,
everybody else.
I
You
know. I know.
know, but we have to remember is that God made each one of us specially and in a unique way, which
Mhm.
we are perfect as we are.
As we
We don't
are.
need to copy anybody else.
No, we don't. But they want us to be copycats. And you know what? You're going to find more people that don't want you to be yourself. And that's when you definitely have to be strong minded and strong willed. And that's why I feel that women really need it. Now, what I do try to do is to try to get them to realize that change is possible. Change is possible, because if I'm trying to tell them that you kind of need this, oh, I don't need that, you know, I don't have that problem. I've talked to abused women that don't even know they're abused
And that's sad.
and don't even put them in that category because they're very much offended. So, the challenge is trying to get people to understand that you're not crazy. You just need some support. You're not being labeled. I don't have an opinion about you at all. I just want you to see a better life and to really, really rock the room, as Katarina said. Rock the room.
Well, tell us a little about why we should seek you out as the person who could possibly help us. We know that there are many people out there who are doing similar things, and each one of them feel that they are the one
Of course they do.
that you should turn to. So, tell us why we should turn to you. What do you think that you can do that will help us in our redesign or recognizing that we need that kind of help?
Okay. I can help you get clear on your goals. I can help you get unstuck. And I can also get you moving again, because when we're stuck, we're stagnated. We're not moving anywhere. We're not happy. Everything around us is sad, you know. And the thing that I do is that I'm real. I'm real. I share whatever I've gone through. I don't have any qualms about being who I am, and I don't have any qualms about telling you the truth. None, because I've evicted people from housing complexes. Nobody ever got mad at me, because you know what? They know my sincerity.
Mhm.
As Maya Angelou said, people will never forget how you treated them, and I treat people with respect. Everybody knows me for that. So that's one of the things you'll get. You'll get realism. You'll get guidance. You'll get support. You'll get direction. Um, and you'll break away from those unlimiting beliefs that you had since childhood. A lot of this stuff is childhood junk, and we just stuck in childhood. I know because I was stuck. You know,
I think we've all been stuck there. I found myself the same way. That and unfortunately, things that happened in the past, you can't change them.
you
You
can't
can't
change
move
it.
on. You
And
know.
those old records that keep playing, like you're never going to be anything, you're not that beautiful, you're this, you're that. They keep playing over and over again until you break that record and you
Hmm.
don't want to hear it no more. And you're not around people that bring that out in you, because people are really undercover about how they try to bring you down. And women are very catty at that, I must say.
Unfortunately.
They'll say, "Oh, that looks cute on you," but now that's an undermined compliment. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
you know.
button negates everything they've said before.
It really does. It really does. And so I feel like I'm the best person to lead you because I'm authentic, I'm real, I'm honest. Because I can tell people anything and they're never offended by anything I say because they know my heart, they know my spirit. Because when I enter the room, I have a certain essence that I exude. And
Mm-hmm.
it's real, it's not fake. That was given to me by God.
Mm-hmm.
You know, God presented me with that. So that's a gift. And any of the gifts that we have to talk about them and brag about them because everybody ain't got them. You know?
It's true. We each have our own special gifts from God.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. So I know that I can help you. And if you want the help and if you want to work towards it, I'll be there for you through thick and thin. So I'm
Great,
very confident of that. Mhm.
great.
Yes.
Just want to say to all of you out there too, because sometimes you're you're not quite ready yet. That's okay. She's going to tell you how you can contact her in a little bit, so that you can, when you are ready, you'll know where to go to get that help that you need.
Thank
I
you.
don't want to uh, forget something, and that's the fact that you've written a book.
Yes, I have.
Tell us the name of your book and what it's about and why you wrote it.
Well, it's called Splashes Through Life, and this is the book right here. And what happened is when I was
Let me
oh,
have you just hold it up again, but not in front of your face. We want to see your beautiful face. There you go.
right, it's
There
called
you go.
Splashes Through Life, and how I got the title is you know how you're sitting up sometime and something hits you, and you're
Hmm.
like, "That's a splash of my past." So
Hmm.
I got the name Splashes Through Life because when I was going to therapy, it unlocked this passion that I have for writing poetry.
Oh.
Uh-huh. Because it when you're going through things, there's a block that exists. And there's another level inside of you that you need to get to. And the therapy helped me get to that level. So then I started writing and I was putting them together, just putting them together. And then eventually I got them published. And they're very interesting poems.
So, do you incorporate this in part of your coaching?
I didn't, but I didn't realize that, you know what? I didn't put the pieces together,
Hmm.
that this is what created me. Because had I not written this, I wouldn't be who I am today. So, you know, someone mentioned it to me and I said, oh, yeah, that's a good idea. You know,
Exactly.
yeah. And then you're mentioning it to me again. So I know that I need to
Hmm.
move forward on.
Two or more.
Yeah.
Remember, two or more.
Yeah. And this is just a compilation of sometimes I was sitting at Wendy's and I saw a mother and a little boy and his mom sharing an ice cream cone. And I talked about that, or a little girl on the playground, and you know, or just the way people are being treated today. I talk a little bit about. It's all about life situations that I have come in contact with.
Hmm.
Some good, some not so good, you
Hmm.
know, but they're all real situations. Yeah. So,
Okay. Well,
mhm.
listen, why don't you tell people where they can find this book? Now that
Okay.
you know you've
Well,
got it out there.
well, it's on Amazon. Yeah, it's
All
on
right.
Amazon. And also, it's on my website. You can order it from my website. Again, it's Splashes Through Life. Now, I have a pseudonym, and it's Zena McKean. I like that name. So,
Oh,
I'm Jeannice Cummings, but this one is Zena McKean. I love that name. So, it just kind of spiced it up a little bit, you know.
maybe I should do that. Come up with a pseudonym.
You know, but some people are saying, you know, you need to put your name on it. But I like the pseudonym. I'm just see, because in life is so many people that's so busy trying to tell you things that you should do, but always follow your heart. You will never go wrong when you follow your heart. But we don't trust our intuition like we should.
Mm-hmm.
It won't lead us astray. It never does, you know. So yeah, thank you for asking about my book because
Oh,
yeah, I forget about it.
absolutely. Absolutely. You know, something that's important is that I like to read stuff,
Uh-huh.
and reading is one of the things that helped me survive many things that I went through in my life, because I could get into that, either a story that I was reading or a self-help book that I was reading, and it may not have taken all the things away,
Mhm.
but it helped me at the time,
I
and
think.
it helped me moving forward.
Mhm.
Until I could come across that one person who says, "Here's what you need to do, and
Mhm.
I'm here to help you." So
Wonderful. They're out there, aren't they? They
they
really
are.
are. There's some angels out there, and I
There
thank
are
God for them.
absolutely, and
Yeah.
I've been blessed to run across several of them.
Mhm. Yeah. And then you exude a certain amount of love to everybody too. So then it just comes back to you.
Well, thank you.
Hmm.
Um, Try to treat everybody the way I like to be treated,
Of
and uh,
course.
and I love people, and you
Mhm.
know, so it works.
It does. It
I,
does. And,
I like to. I like. Let me tell you a quick story.
yes,
Years ago,
uh,
when I worked for the phone company, I used several times I had people who said once they got to know me, I wasn't sure it was okay to speak with you because you always look so serious and
okay.
like if I said the wrong thing, you might want to jump down my throat. And I knew I looked serious, but I didn't realize I looked that that hardcore. So when I left the phone company, I said, I'm going to change that. I'm going to start smiling. Everybody I meet, I'm going to smile and I'm going to say hello. And I have to tell you, it was hard at first. My
Oh,
muscles weren't used to going in that direction.
heard
So
that.
it's really hard in the beginning to not only to smile, but to make myself speak to strangers.
Yes. Yes.
And I was always a quiet person who didn't know how to start a conversation. What I discovered when I started smiling and speaking, I didn't have to start a conversation. People would start one with me.
Oh, that was a good
And
discovery.
so it was a great reward for
Uh-huh.
me, and it has made such a difference in my life. Just that one thing, smiling and
Mhm.
saying hello.
And that's what it is. If you make one change, all you have to do is make one, and then the other ones start coming easy, you know. And another reason why I know is that I have dealt with a lot of tragedies in my life too, and I'm still smiling. So tragedies don't necessarily make you negative, you know. And I think that's good for people to know that um, that doesn't stop you from being happy. It doesn't stop you from treating people good, you
No,
know.
in fact, what it does is it prepares you to help someone else who may be going through the same thing.
Exactly, exactly. That's why I appreciate the opportunity to talk about what I do because I love what I do, you know, and I want to teach people to start learning to trust themselves. You trust what you're thinking, trust what you're feeling. Don't let nobody shake that all the time. We so easy to be shaken by what other people think about us,
Right.
you
And
know.
it's good that you love what you do.
I love it.
That means whoever comes to you is going to walk away a happy person,
Yes.
because they'll know that you care, that everything that you're saying, you're real about it. And that's important to
Thank
someone when they come to an individual. It's hard to take that chance of trusting people because sometimes we've been we put our trust in people who have disappointed us in such ways that when someone comes along who really means it, it's hard to step over that line and say, I'm going to take a chance one more time and trust someone, you know?
you.
So,
Exactly. Exactly.
anyway, I want to thank you for being a part of the show, but I'd like you to tell our audience how they can get in touch with you because I just know that there's someone out there who's listening now who needs your service, who wants your service, and are willing to take that chance on trusting you.
Okay. There's a couple ways you can get in contact with me. I have a Facebook group called Sparkle Inside and Out because I feel like if you sparkle inside, you're gonna sparkle outside. And I also have a website and it's You Win Working With Me, but it's a U by itself. It's not YOU, it's You Win Working With Me.com. And then my phone number, where I can be reached directly, is 510-323-6060. And I will return your call ASAP. Okay.
Great.
Those are the three ways.
Well, I want to say that I love those things that you put up on your Facebook.
Thank you.
I
Thank
see
you.
those and I try to comment or,
Thank
at least let
you.
you know that I like or love something that you put on there because they're so special, you know? It was one that Reagan even said, I'm trying to remember what it was now, but I was surprised when I saw that he was posted on it, but it was such a good comment. I understood why you did it. So
Oh
uh,
yeah. Okay.
definitely need to check in with her.
Okay.
You get on her Facebook so that you can
Thank you.
see those messages that she posts on there on a daily basis, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day.
Yes, indeed.
Great. They're absolutely great. They work for me anyway, because I love those kind of things to keep me lifted up. Keep
Me
me
too, Lawana. What I give is I teach, I do for myself too. So it helps me too.
exactly.
Thank you
Thank
for inviting me on. I really, really appreciate it.
Well, you're welcome. We're just so pleased that you were able to be a part of the program, and we're going to have you back. All right.
Okay.
This is not a one shot. You will be back on the program.
Mhm.
And I just want to remind everyone this is Courage to Live Your Dream. You can find us on Amazon Fire, Roku, soon to be Apple TV, also on iHeart and Spotify. And I was told there's some others, but I don't have the names of them. Just find Ravens International Media Network and then look for Courage to Live Your Dream. All right. We thank you all for joining us,
All
and
right.
we'll see you the next time. So take care.
All right.
Denise,
Uh-huh.
girl, you're going to do it. I have great confidence in your
Thank
ability to
you.
make big difference in people's lives.
Thank you, my dear. I appreciate it. All
You're
right.
welcome.
All right. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.